niggas blap.
BLAPCHAT. Yeah, boy. 2020.
Ooh, I like
It's a
that.
blapper.
I like it. Yo, I love it when I love it when all four of us are here, but it's so great to be back, guys. That was finally a good intro. It's been like one or two people, so
Well, listen, when I'm here, the intro is always lit.
yeah, you got that bass.
He got the
Got that
gunshots and everything.
I'm like the guy in Boys to Men, you know, the guy with the deep
Yeah,
voice.
bass. I think they called him bass, right?
What is
I
it?
think
Oh yeah,
so.
what was
I
his
think
name?
so.
Was it Mike or something? Anyway.
I called him bass. Anyway.
Oh, bass. All right, got it.
Yeah, I'm sure it was like middle name bass or something. Anyway, welcome to BLAPCHAT. This is episode 115? 114. We are finally here, kicking off the new year, 2020, new decade. It's pretty unbelievable that we're in 2020. It just doesn't feel real. But first, I want to say, shout to all of our creators. Hope you guys had an amazing new year holiday. But we're not looking backwards. We're looking forward.
That's right.
It's a new decade, so it's all forward movement from now. So shout to all of our subscribers. Shout to all of our new people. And we're here, man. This is a music production podcast. I go by the name of Illmind. I'm here with my co-hosts.
Your girl Perfection.
Yo, Atlas the Plug. Was
That's
that?
the plug, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to our girl Glam as well, you know what I'm saying? She's holding it down on the West Coast, so she couldn't make it today. But we're here, man. 2020, episode 114. How have you guys been? Let's start there.
Man, amazing.
Good?
I'm a little tired, but
Yeah?
She's a little
Good.
tired.
Yeah?
She's holding it down.
Perfection was just in the
Perfection's holding it
studio.
down.
She hasn't slept yet. What, 2 hours of
yeah.
sleep?
24-hour
I like
session.
lay down at
Practicing-
8 in the morning.
Practicing what you preach.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what we were
I'm
all about.
tired,
You know what I
Putting in
mean?
that work.
Made some bangers, some
I'm sure.
blabbers.
Oof, come on.
Made some blabbers.
Come on, that's what we do. That's
So-
what we do. So, by the way, if you're new to the podcast, it's your first episode you're listening to, welcome. Thank you for listening. Hit that subscribe button, that share button. You know, Perfection is a producer, an insane producer. Her beats are...
In case you guys are wondering,
Yeah, in
they're
case-
probably like, who's
Yep.
the girl? Whose
Yeah.
girlfriend
Need
is
some
that?
She's,
I make beats.
She's insane. Atlas low-key be making beats too, but you guys already know Atlas, man.
Mundo, baby.
plug.
Songwriter extraordinaire.
Come on, let's
He
go.
doesn't give himself credit for that.
Thank you, sir.
But we're here, man, and first, you know, before we get into all this stuff, I really want to talk about a lot of things today. But you know, a lot of developments in the past few months for all of us. I think we want to, you know, share this stuff with you guys. So over the holidays, in case you've been sort of living under a rock, I dropped my own app.
Fire.
Let me give myself an air horn.
Legendary.
Fire.
Yeah, so I have an app. I can't believe I'm saying that right now, but I have my own app. It's called Illmind Connect, and it's available for on your iPhone and for iTunes and Amazon. So if you have iPhone, Android, whatever it is, you can get the app. It's a free app, and it's basically, I wanted to create an app that's basically a one-stop shop for all of this stuff that I do. So it's a place where you could consume all of my motivational content, tips, hints, tricks, blog posts, all the, you know, cool stuff that I love giving to you guys. You get all that stuff for free on the app. You also have exclusive access to really year-round 24/7 discounts on any drum kits, sample packs. There's some crazy deals on there. There's also free stuff. So like every month,
Fire.
I'm giving you guys these mystery boxes where you go to the app, you hit download, and then it emails you a mystery zip file of just random sounds that are unheard of. Sample loops and snares and kicks and different, maybe an Illmind beat. You never know. So the app is really great. You get push notifications every week, sometimes every day, some weeks of just like stuff that's on my mind. You know, when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I feel is just this energy and feeling of like inspiration and just motivation. Like I just have this like boost of like, what do we want to do today? Like, let's fucking conquer these goals. Let's fucking hit these goals and these marks and make moves. And so I want to try to channel that energy into the app. So every morning I send a push notification to all the subscribers, all you guys who have the app, to just kind of help you, push forward too and just stay motivated. So that's one of my, favorite features on there. I've been getting a lot of good feedback on that. So check out the app. It's called Illmind Connect. If you're listening to this podcast right now and you're a music creator, there's no reason for you not to get it. Try it out. It's free. If you think it's whack, go ahead and delete it. You know what I mean? But take it. It's free. It's free knowledge, free info, free way to connect, discounts, all that cool stuff. So check it out. And then in addition to that, you guys already know I announced my 2020 BLAP Sessions tour, right? formerly called Pass the Aux. So I'm going to be hitting the road in February of this year. February 17th, I'm going to Phoenix, Arizona. February 18th and 19th, Los Angeles, California. March, I'll be in Miami, Orlando, and then New York City. April, I'm doing New Orleans, Houston, and Austin. I can't wait to do those. I can't wait. In May, I'm doing Minneapolis, Milwaukee, Chicago. I've been getting the feedback for the Midwest, so I got you guys. And then in June, I'm doing 2 in London, and then I'm doing Berlin and Milan, Italy for the first time, which I'm super, super excited about. Bazinga! Yeah. So I can't wait to see you guys, man. These BLAP sessions are great. It's just basically I go to a city, I rent out a secret studio location, and then invite a small handful of music creators to come hang out with me, play their music, give them feedback, answer questions, get real in depth, try to get more one-on-one and in depth with everyone's unique aspirations. And then you guys get to network and just build lifelong relationships. It's an amazing experience, and I can't wait to share that with you guys. So download my app. You can buy tickets on my app, or you can just go to illmindproducer.com to get those. And that's it, man. Let's go.
Fire.
Atlas, I know you have some big announcements.
Fire.
You got some stuff coming up. The New Year party you did was crazy.
Oh man,
Ace
the New
Hotel,
Year party,
roller disco. What the
Sick.
fuck?
Yeah, so shout out to Hot 97's East House. He DJ'd, he headlined. That was awesome when the ball dropped. Shout out to Ace Hotel. Shout out to Roller Wave NYC.
Shout out to Hove, man.
Harry. Shout out to Hove. Shout out to Harry. Shout out to Brian from Premier Events. Yeah, dude, it was a great time. We were at capacity. We had to shut down the tickets. But friggin' awesome, man. Like I wasn't on skates. I didn't go on skates.
No, Alice didn't go on skates.
I was too busy yelling at people. Just kidding. But no, but it was a really awesome time. Shout out to everyone from that. Also to the Respect the Engineer Talent Search.
Oh yeah.
With my man Cruz. Shout out to Cruz.
Turn me up, Cruz.
Turn me up, Cruz. So we're doing that. We're looking to have the finalists in about 2 weeks come into the studio and show us what they can do. So if you're looking to enter the Respect the Engineer Talent Search, go to Break It Down, down spelled DWN, breakitdown.com. And you'll see the Respect the Engineer Talent Search there. We released a commercial. Did you guys see the commercial for it?
Love the commercial. Shout out to Riser.
Shout out to Riser,
Okay.
my man Riser, who was the lead actor, let's say, on there. So yeah, that, what else? I've been doing a bunch of one-on-one private video consultations, which have been awesome.
Amazing.
I mean, what's pretty wild is I've actually developed friendships with some of these people that
So
I do
cool.
these with. In fact, when I went to Seattle to go see Mario Luciano, shout out to Mario and Money Making Matt.
Those are my guys.
Yeah, your guys, right? Yeah. When I went with one of the guys that I met from the video consultations.
Amazing.
My man Biz, shout out to Bizkill. But yeah, dude, it was awesome. I went out there, I saw Mario, man. We had a great time.
Well, that must have been a
love.
great opportunity for him too, just to be able to meet Matt, and you know what I mean.
Oh, well, the crazy thing is, I thought that Mario and Biz had already met. And he said, and then I didn't realize till we were already out there. He's like, when Mario came to pick us up from the hotel room, he was like, I was like, yeah, I was talking about Mario like that. He's like, I never actually met Mario face to face.
Wow.
I was like, are you serious? He's like, I never met him. He's like, you linked me with Mario, and he did Mario's sample classes that he's teaching. Shout out to, definitely go check that out. It's Polyphonic Library.
Yes.
And also Mario Luciano's
I actually just used
his
one
class.
of his samples
Fire,
last
right?
night.
Yeah,
Fire.
he's out of here. So
That's funny if you get a place, you know what I mean? Matt, be like, yo, Matt.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
I hit him today,
Yeah,
I
I
used
got
one
you.
of your samples. He's like, I'm gonna send you more.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah. Shout out Mario Luciano.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, we had a fucking awesome
Good.
time, man. It was really, really dope. Shout out to them. And then the last thing is Glowed Up. My podcast, Glowed Up Show. Cruz was actually my first guest. You know, shout out to Cruz. Ill was supposed to be my first guest, but he was out of town, so it's all good.
Yeah, we got something else planned though.
But we're working on something even bigger than that. But anyway, yeah. So you know, I'll be honest, guys. I missed you guys.
Fact.
Me too.
I missed you guys. I haven't seen you. Like I've been traveling. Everyone's been kind of busy.
Everybody's
you know,
been moving.
this is like our first episode back together in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Listen, the holidays are very all over the place for everyone.
Yeah,
you know, even people consuming content too.
Yeah.
I think it's people kind of go out of their regular habit, but now we're in. This is officially day one
Top of the
of.
year.
Oh, and then the next episode, you want to the next episode, there's something, something special.
We're gonna surprise them.
Okay, we're gonna surprise them with that.
Ooh,
I can't wait! I can't wait.
Yeah, we have a sort
Something cool going on.
A little bit of an upgrade.
We have a little bit of a major change we're
switch
gonna
up.
apply.
I don't even
to
want to say
the
upgrade.
podcast.
Yeah, a little switch up.
Yeah.
Just a hint.
Yeah, just a little, you know what I mean?
Little spice.
Little spice.
Exactly. So listen, guys, shout out to all of the producers, all the creators, man. There really aren't too many resources out there for creators, and that's what we try to provide. And listen, we're 114 episodes deep plus, and that's a lot of shit. That's a lot of content. That's a lot of conversations, a lot of gems that were dropped. And here's the difference, guys. What I suggest to you guys to do, literally maybe even after you listen to this episode, is go back and listen to episodes you haven't heard before, because a lot of the stuff we're talking about, even if it's like 6 months old, 2 years old, it's all evergreen content. So, you know, it's not, none of it really is outdated. It's all concepts that still apply and will continue to be true and apply. So I think you guys are missing out on a lot of gems if you're not going back and listening to the episodes. So definitely go back and listen to some of the past episodes.
Yeah, and also like majority of the stuff that you're gonna ask or have questions about have already been covered. Because like I get a lot of questions.
The same ones.
Yeah, and I'm just
It's like we've been talking about that.
It's multiple times.
What's one of the questions is just that pops up out of your mind?
How do how do I get discovered?
Yeah, stuff like that.
How do I find a manager?
Very generic stuff.
You know?
But it's funny why these are still the same questions.
Yeah.
They must be very important.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know what else I find
and
really
people are also still finding information. Sorry.
Yeah, it's true.
No, totally. Also, too, I think even like for us, you know, this is years in and, you know, over 100-something episodes, I even feel like we've grown, you know, like each of us, like from our first episode, you know, even till now.
We've learned so much.
We've all grown so much and learned so much.
Watch that.
Yeah, right. You know what's funny? I was thinking about that. I was like, I want to go listen to the first episode. I was trying to remember it. I couldn't remember it.
I remember.
We've done so many. It was definitely at RMG.
I remember, yeah.
I remember it.
Oh, I mean, I remember that, you know, us being together and doing it, but like what we actually spoke about, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, that was at the old studio.
That was at RMG.
That was at RMG. Rest in peace, RMG.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. RMG.
I wonder how they're doing over
All
there.
the
Yeah, right. I
writings
wonder.
on the wall.
I'm just mad we didn't take the door. The door with all
I'm
the
mad we didn't take the
freaking...
door, and I'm mad they never installed the fucking air conditioner
They
down there.
never did. That's right. It
They
was...
promised us for 2 years, dragging their feet every month. We got you. We're gonna put the air vent system. What they did was like so not
janky, right?
cool.
Yo, and then remember we had the AC where it was like the water. We had to keep dumping the water because it was filling up the thing. So we had our intern, Josh remembers. Josh used to dump the water. We all used to dump the water, myself included.
I used to drink the
You know
water.
what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly.
I'm just kidding.
Was it clean?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was just
Those are
Like,
good
wait,
times, man. Those are such good times. That
But
was
it's
like university. Like I was like college. You know what I mean?
But I think there was a lot of great moments and a lot of great music that was made that
oh
way.
my
Yeah.
god!
Like there's some
so
shit I
many.
made in that basement that like got a plaque.
Yeah.
You know, so if
Yeah.
it wasn't, you know what I mean? It's like it all pays for itself.
Yo, and there's some stuff even like when Cap was engineering like Sky Zoo, like West Side Gun and Conway.
Yeah.
We're in there recording. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
remember
with Cap.
many rooftop smoke conversations
Yes.
with West Side Gun and Conway and just
Yeah,
like
and Derringer.
yeah, just and Derringer coming through a few times. Like
Shout out to Benny. I mean, I
Yeah.
haven't met Benny yet, but shout out to Benny.
shout out to Benny's killing
Yeah.
it right now. But those conversations were clutch because it's funny because even and obviously shout to Griselda because
Oh, yeah.
they're finally like everything is coming full circle for them. I'm so proud of them.
Yeah,
But I just remember like all those old conversations. That was like 2015.
Yep.
And just like guns, like West Side Guns, like mentality is just always been the same.
It's the same. Yo, I said the same.
He's always just been about I'm destined.
God, I said the same thing.
His confidence and his like confidence in himself that he's predicting that he's gonna reach this point and they're gonna just do so much more. Like he already knew, like he was almost destined for it. Like he knew, he already carried himself in that way.
I was literally talking to a couple of my buddies about that, and they were like, man, they're like, West got this like swag about him. I don't know, it's just I said honestly, since I know him like from back in, he's always been like that. Always been like that. And like even we were on the Human tour and we were in Buffalo, and Conway the Machine, shout out to Conway, and Derringer hung out with us. Remember? Yeah, do you remember that? And the four of us hung out. And we went to their hotel room, and it just showed mad love. And it's like, I'm so happy for those guys to see like all the success they're having and everything like that. And then on the Rap Radar, when Drake gave him the shout out, and then hopefully Benny and Drake do something now, something. So that would be super fire. But I'm really happy for them. In fact, I mean, just real talk, I've been trying to get Derringer on, and he was kind of been busy. So that's gonna happen soon for sure. Like shout out to Derringer.
Pull up to the. I don't want to reveal yet.
Yay! You almost did. You almost did.
I don't want to reveal yet.
Someone's gonna go listen. What did it say? Go back and rewind that.
Commenting, thinking
the conspiracy is about to start.
The Illuminati.
Exactly.
Illuminati.
But it's funny, Perfection. You mentioned earlier about how we have so much content that's out, and chances are we've probably answered something or like tackled like a certain subject. But I really kind of want to talk about some of those things though, because I think some of those questions could be answered differently now than let's say back in 2016 or 17. And one of the ones that you just mentioned, I think it was like, how do I get exposure? Like I think that's such a general question, because like exposure looks different for many people. It's like some people it's like, well, I just want like 10,000 followers on Instagram, or I want to be on television, or like I want like paparazzi to follow me, like all these different levels. So it's like it's so hard to answer that question because it's unique looking for everyone. But I want to start with you guys. Like what do you think, just from your instinct, right, from what you've observed and from your own experience, like what do you see as like the most like realistic ways to get yourself exposure for a particular thing? We can say producer or an artist or whatever it is. Like what would be those like first little things that you would do to go down that pathway of just getting exposure? I know it's a really tough question, but let's dig into it.
I think I would say it's a number of things. Obviously, I think it's a number of things, right? I think it's like relationships, like one, like developing certain relationships that will allow you to even put yourself in certain places to get more exposure. Even building a relationship with like an audience, not necessarily like key industry players or whatever that may mean. But
just like people in general, like, because word of mouth helps with exposure, right? So if people say like this artist is dope or this producer is dope, you start to get more exposure because people are exposing your work to others. So it's like developing. That's a big one, I think.
Yeah, so it's like developing relationships with like your audience, the people you want to attract, and then also with key players so they can put you in better positions to expose yourself, but also authenticity. Being authentic, because I think that goes a long way. I mean, obviously, fake shit gets exposure all the time, but it doesn't last.
I'm so glad that you mentioned like word of mouth. That's so true. It's so true. I don't think we even talk about that enough. But like, Atlas, that kind of ties into your experience too, what you do, because it's like, how important is a referral? You know what I mean?
It's everything. I mean,
like if you take your man's word, be like, all right, cool, let's bring him in because you co-signed him. How important is that?
Well, I think there's two parts of it. I think the first part is to the first question you asked, which is, how do we get out there kind of thing. And I love, what Perfection was saying. And to add to that, it's like, okay, well, what frame do I want to be seen through? Like what, like meaning like glasses, like if I'm like, what lens or like, what do I want to see? Like, what am I trying to be? Like exactly. So most of the time for us, it's usually artist or like music producer or engineer or music producer driven kind of lens that they kind of want to look through, right? So I think you need to just figure out exactly, and maybe it's not that. Maybe it's engineering, maybe it's photography, maybe it's video, maybe it's an artist. You know, first figure out what it is that you want to be seen as, right? And then you need to execute a plan in order to get there, right? And one is, like you said, referrals. I mean, in the sales business, anyone who does sales knows referrals is key. That's like the number one way to make money is through your referrals, which is through your relationships.
Can you dig a little deeper on that as to like why referrals are so important in the sales kind of, you know, transaction or in the sales world?
Absolutely. So there's a couple of ways to look at that. One, it would be through the relationship. So they trust your brand, right? So like if someone buys something or does business with you and they had a pleasant time doing it, right? And their friend is looking for someone to do business with in a pleasant manner, who are they going to send them to?
The pleasant person.
The pleasant person, as opposed to someone who gives them a headache, who asks too many questions, who's too pushy, who's just kind of mean, or who doesn't, and you guys know I'm fickle about this, communicate in a timely manner. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like communication, again, if you're getting a text or an email about business, I'm crazy like that. I'll respond within probably a couple of minutes.
Yeah. This is true about Atlas.
Yeah, you know, like I'm just crazy about it. But you know, another way, this is another way to flip it on the I guess kind of sales thing. If you're kind of thinking about selling yourself, if you're gonna have referrals, right, and people are referring you business, how about you do a referral program?
Right.
Hey, how about that?
So everybody wins?
Anybody you send to me, I give you something now. You know, someone who buys at least, you know. If you send me 10 people and one of them buy, then great. I'm going to give you something now. So now you have to figure out, okay, well, what value can I give that, whatever I'm giving them? You know what I'm saying? Right. So like, for instance, if you refer somebody to me and it doesn't matter, and I made a certain amount of monetary, whatever it is, it could be money, it could be a studio time, it could be something, let's just say it's monetary, then I'm going to take a small percentage of that monetary, my money that I made, and I'm going to bless the referral with like 20%.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So that's looking at it with numbers.
Correct.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So
when you tie that into our industry,
right,
how do you see that playing out? So let's say, well,
easy.
This is what you do.
Okay,
right?
I got one. Look, easy. There's an easy one. So if I'm a studio owner, right, and you're an artist and you want to record in my studio, but you don't really have the money, how about you refer a couple of people to me that actually pay for studio time, and every person you refer to me that gives me free studio time, I give you a small amount of studio time as well.
So that is a great hack into, if you want to book studio time in a studio and you don't have the money,
find artists that need studio time.
Find other people who could,
or producers,
get on the good side of the, you know, the manager or whoever.
No, not even find someone to be on the good side. They've already found you, so you're going to be the plug to get them to the studio. So for instance, yo, Josh, you need studio time? Yeah, what do you need? Which day? Yeah, I'm looking at Friday or Saturday from like 12 to 8. All right, bet. Let me check it out, see what I can do for you. I hit a couple of my boys who own studios. Maybe I call Cook It Up. Maybe I call, Avian or someone. You know what I'm saying? Perfection. So I find out if they have studio time, what the rate is and all that. I refer them over to them, and then in return, the studio owner will give me something. You understand what I'm saying? Which can be maybe, all right, for every 3 people you refer, I'll give you 4 hours.
Right.
3 people that actually paid, not people you referred who didn't pay. You know, so you send me 3 artists that book, then I'll give you a 4-hour slot for free.
Right. Interesting.
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Even this, not to cut you off, if I'm cool with the artist, this is how you really flip it. We're about to get deep. So if I'm cool with the artist, right, then I bring the artist to the studio. I'm already with the artist. The artist is paying for studio time. I might even collab. I'm probably going to collab with this artist and do some music with this artist. And that's counting towards my free time.
Yep.
So now I'm just double dipping.
You're doubling
double dipping, baby.
Yeah, but you're being of value.
Of course, because you're the plug. You're bringing their studios till this day. Shout out to Sound Association in Times Square. I helped build that studio, literally like nails, like building the studio, floating ground, like all that stuff. I referred them client when they in the beginning didn't have clients, so I was just referring them and they used to take care of me. Don't get me wrong, like they give me studio, whatever I needed. I was just referring them mad people until this day. This is 5 years ago. those still clients are still going to that same studio.
No, listen, Atlas got them Illmind for 2 years.
Come on, LC. You said it, not me. Yeah, you know,
I'll put the numbers out. Well, should I know?
No, put it out because it was 5 years ago. So I mean, but you don't have to say the exact number, but they were doing well. Let's just say that.
I had 3 days a week. That's 3 days, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. 3 days a week during the week. 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. That's 12 days per month. I was paying like a little over. Well, I was paying less than $2,000,
which is crazy
per month.
Yeah,
less than 2,000.
You know how much music, how much crazy stuff Ill did in that studio?
Insane.
Oh my! How many artists you had?
We did the whole Human album.
The whole Human. That's right.
A lot of my kits. I did Love Yours in there. I believe I did it in there. It might have been the same day. Did some Hamilton stuff in there. Had Prodigy was in there.
Prodigy
was in
there. That's right. Prodigy.
So many people.
John Bellion.
John. No, he didn't come to that studio. No. Okay. But a lot of memories. Yeah. That's so interesting. So I want to shift gears a little bit.
Okay.
I made this, or no, this wasn't my tweet, but my good friends over at Justice League made a little tweet. I don't want to talk about this in a negative light, but I want this to open up a type of conversation, so that's why I'm bringing it up.
Okay.
But basically,
I ain't even gonna
my guys Justice League tweeted a couple hours ago. They said, and I'm gonna blurt out the N words, obviously. So they said, producers, stop getting scammed by these online self-help producer gurus with no hits, no placements, no proof that their methods actually work. They talk a good game, but just be a regular ass living in a regular ass house. They ain't my bro Illmind at Illmind, so stop it.
Is that Rook?
I mean,
so it sounds like Rook. Yeah. Shout out to my guys, but and obviously I didn't ask them to tweet that. They did, but I wanted to bring that up because this has been sort of a topic of conversation in the past few weeks. I know you missed a few but we touched on this a little bit, and I don't want to sound like I'm hating or like trying to take, opportunity away from the next person. Like, I'm not here to judge, or I'm not here to affect anyone else's operations.
Right.
You're a grown man. That's none of my business.
Or a woman.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, of course. But, well, most of the women are amazing. It's all men who are trash. I say that every episode. It's probably a man.
It's probably a man.
Men are trash.
A woman. Listen, a woman wouldn't do this. Okay.
Yeah,
so anyway, men are super trash. So anyway, I want to bring this stuff up because I think I want to just start to create this dialogue and conversation of just being a little bit more responsible with what we're saying, and if there's no one, if we're not holding ourselves accountable for what we say and what we do, then it just sort of becomes this wild, wild west, which it already is. And that could potentially be, that could potentially create a negative sort of impact in that demographic or society. And I actually care. I care. Like, it breaks my heart when I see a vulnerable upcoming producer invest time and energy and their own hard-earned money into something that's like pretty much low-key a scam. And that breaks my heart. So as according to you guys, as a reputable representative and influencer, I hate calling myself an influencer, but whatever. Whatever label you put on me, yes, I'm legitimate. I feel as if I was in this position that I am now, I feel it would be irresponsible for me to not say anything about it.
I agree, 100%.
So that's why I'm taking ownership and responsibility to at least create the conversation of us sort of tackling the issue or just putting a little bit more light on it, and then just creating some conversation around it. But ultimately what I want to happen is that we all realize that we have to just take responsibility and ownership and just be responsible with our influence. What do you guys think, just from the outside looking in?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because I feel like I agree with all of it, right? Like with the guys at Justice League, like we've spoken about this multiple times, about the fake influencers or fake, experts. But it's interesting because I think those people look at themselves like they're giving valuable and valid information because they're also taking that information from other people,
from like books, like, and from
or just people that are doing it, right? Like people like you that practice what you preach and you give that advice. They would look at that and kind of like reiterate that same information with their own 2 cents. So then they think it makes them like valid,
right? So they're basically forwarding the information,
the knowledge.
Yeah, so that's they're forwarding the information. Yeah, but obviously they're gonna have the exposure that they have is gonna allow an audience to
so they didn't write the email, they forwarded it,
basically. You know what I mean? So you got to look at it like that too. It's like, okay, you're just forwarding my information, but it does suck that it's like, okay, you're getting all of this exposure or like, praise for something that you actually really never did. Like you're getting praise for someone else's information, basically.
Yeah, it's so interesting. Well, I don't even mind the praise part. I think for me at least, and I want you to touch on this.
Praise in the sense of like, you don't really do that.
You don't really do it, right?
Like, what?
I'm not. The thing that I personally just have an issue with is, okay, forward the information. None of us know everything. Like I'm still learning so much. Like I read books, I consume content just like you guys. And I try to apply certain things that I want to apply to my life. And I'm not so much referring to the email forwarders. It's more so the ones who take the email, the original,
and pretend
thing,
they wrote it.
That, in addition to inserting something that they think will work,
like a twist,
right? That they think will work, but in actuality aren't really based on any personal experience or evidence of that thing being valid, but then hiding it in the language of the original enough for people to consume and think that it is valid.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So it's like this kind of fine line.
It's funny because when you first asked the question, I was thinking something totally different than what Perfection was saying.
Let's hear it.
Or what you were pertaining to as far as that. It's like when you were talking originally, I thought what you meant was like people who are taking advantage of people in the music industry. Like that was kind of like
those people too,
right? Like that was
they're part of it.
That was kind of the vibe that I was personally like ready to answer. And then when you started talking, I was like, oh wow, that's actually different than what I took the question as. So I want to answer it in like that way because I was thinking it more in the music, like people who are taking advantage of other people in the music industry.
Yeah, like give me $1,000 and I'll pitch your music
to Atlantic and fucking
they're in the same
Republic
category.
Okay. So then for me, when I hear
that one kind of
that shit hit you right now.
You heard that breathe out.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Right. But the thing with that, and this is I think because of shows like BLAPCHAT, we can speak about it and we have a platform to speak about stuff like this. But back in the day, we didn't have any stuff like BLAPCHAT. They might have just had the FM radio or the AM radio, whatever. There was no internet or anything. But I feel like in the music industry, like that's been going on for decades and generation. Like that's been since music started. Like back in the days for like, let's just say Motown, even before Motown, like the singers didn't know what publishing was.
Right.
They had they didn't even know that was a thing. They might have got an advance, which is very, very low, I'm sure. They might have went on tour and got a little bit of a stipend, for tour, probably got no money in ticket sales and all that. And then maybe they got a little money when they got home or like here and there, but not realizing they were owed millions and millions in publishing and millions in touring and all that, or back then hundreds of thousands or whatever the number was. So I feel like that's always been a thing in the music and still will always continue to be a thing in music. But I think because of shows like this, you know, we can speak on it,
right?
You know, when we could, and it's kind of up to us to like, you know, to give this information.
Someone's got to say it,
because if we don't, no one talks about it.
Wild West.
Like, how many times do you hear about fucking publishing ever in them, like, meetings with artists or all this stuff? You never hear anything about publishing.
Right.
The execs don't talk about publishing with the artists. Like, I've never been in meetings where it's like, all right, publish, like, never really comes up. It's just like a quiet thing that, you know, you either know about it or you don't know about it.
Right.
So it's kind of up to us to give them that little bit of knowledge. Like, someone who's listening to this is be like, oh, what's publishing? Now they're going to go look.
Right.
And they're going to be like, oh, okay. Oh, you got, Sound Exchange, and you got, you know, ASCAP, and, you know, all these like publishing companies that actually pay out. Oh, wow. I didn't even, you know, so it's always going to be there, but it's going to be up to people to give other people the knowledge through experience, you know. But like you said, there's people that don't have the experience that are using that in a negative
Exactly. Way. Or just to make money.
To make money. That's what I mean. In negative, like to make money.
Those are the ones.
Like the guys who get it like on YouTube when you're watching the video and it goes to the next video and there's a guy who steps out of a fucking Ferrari when the door opens up and he's like, hey, do you live at home with your mom? And you're trying to figure out, like, I'm watching that like, how do I punch this guy in the face right now?
They're basically selling you a pamphlet on how to sell a thing like they're selling that they've never sold before.
Yeah, they're basically making money off of telling you how to do something that they've never done. They're making money off of telling you how to make money that they've never made. So they're basically making the money that they're telling you can make by telling you that you can make it. You know what I mean?
By subscribing to their money.
Hey, I'll show you how to make 7 figures while I sell you bullshit and you help me make that.
But it's going to cost you $1,500 to do that.
And guys, listen, I get it. We're all producers here. We make music. We've all been in those positions.
Yeah.
The music, the upcoming music producer specifically is extra vulnerable. They're extra vulnerable because there is no school. There are no answers. There's no particular like holy grail Bible book where you can, you know, read from front to back and be like, this is how I'm going to be a music producer. So many questions. And with not enough answers. So you're gonna consume, and chances are you're gonna consume from some of these people, and chances are you have a higher percentage of getting quote unquote scammed from some of these people we're talking about.
Real
so
shit.
You know, like we have to create this culture of just being more mindful of that.
I feel like we're the schooling for that. I feel like BLAPCHAT is the, like,
we're definitely part
I can't
of it.
think of any other show really that really goes out in deep like the stuff we talk about.
Right.
I mean, guys, let's keep it a stack. How many DMs did you get? Happy New Year. Thank you guys so much for, you know, the knowledge you dropped in the year. And, you know, you guys, I've learned so much.
Right.
And we've had success stories with like Bregma Music and, you know, with the Eminem and Logic record. You know what I mean? So it's like, they're coming to us to kind of give them, if you go from episode 1 to what are we on, 114? That's cool.
Yeah, and look, there's a lot of guys out there that are like talking about the same stuff. They're on YouTube and you know, podcasts, whatever it is, and it's all kind of creating this conversation. But it's the same thing is still happening.
Yeah,
there's still going to be those same guys out there that are duping people, and so, you know, again, you're right.
Or like, hey, you know, for the next 3 hours, I'm gonna be collabing with people.
I mean,
for $300.
Listen, I get it. You got to get your money where how you can. I understand, but my thing is,
I'm collaborating with people I want to collaborate.
Right. It's just a different. It's just a different approach.
I guess that's the thing, right? In 2020, that there's so many different ways to make money now. So people are gonna try to make money any way possible. Like, oh fuck, you know, my cell phone and my light bill is due this week. I'm about to do these these collabs for the low. Like, you know, this is a one-time deal. You know, I'm gonna choose 5 people to collaborate with, but you got to pay me $200 each. So that's what.
Yeah, I mean,
$1,000. That's
a very controversial conversation.
But even with people like, oh, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel and just talk.
Right.
About stuff that I've heard or stuff that I've read, and then I'll start making money.
Which is most people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's like people are finding ways to like generate revenue off of things. So there's a lot of, and there are going to be even more, instances where people are making money or selling a product that they don't really either believe in or have themselves, but there's an opportunity there,
or have a chance of even winning. It reminds me of like the duping the people thing has been going back for thousands of years, like with the 3 cups and the balls in the middle, and you got to figure out which one. Everyone's gonna know, right? That's been going on forever, and in music and business, or in any business, that's always gonna go on. And I gotta, one of my homies, I'm not going to say his name, and this is the second time he's hit me about, he's like, yo, I got this guy, he does PR for this, the publicist for that. He said on my next album, he's fucking with my music, he thinks it's really dope, he just wants me to give him like 15, and I said, don't do it. I said, don't do it. I said, don't do it, because if he's really fucking with you, he won't ask you to pay. He's going to ride with you and make money together.
Exactly.
Don't do it. Oh, bad, it's only 15. Okay, I bet, boom. Like a month later, damn, man, I should have listened to you, man. I should have listened to you, And even with these paid collabs for producers, when they ask me, I say, don't do it. Don't. They want to pay $500 to beat with them. Don't do it.
Yeah.
I mean, because nothing's going to come from it.
Guys, listen.
Right.
Nothing's going to come from it. You might as well take that $500 and just burn it. Just like take a flame and just burn it.
In the comments section, wherever you are, in the comment section, drop your opinion. I want to know you guys' opinion on paid collabs with other producers. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you think it's right? Do you think it's wrong? Let us know your thoughts. Go ahead.
If they're fucking with you, you don't have to pay. It's just like the modeling industry. Like when you meet a guy and they're like, oh, you got to get a portfolio and you got to go pay to do this, and we got to pay for you to do that. And it's like,
it's interesting. I seen a post on Producer Grind where someone said something about like, I don't know if it was for or against like loop creators. I think someone was saying like they're just as important, like
100%.
And I think you posted something like that too.
That too, yeah.
And then like they posted something, and then like I remember I don't know if it was like Jetson made it or somebody, but people in the comments were like, oh, I would rather like I'd rather work with somebody like that. And then other people are like, well, who's the one? Like there are people that want to collaborate with you, but you're the one that's going to do all the work pushing the song.
Right.
And that was interesting for me, because I'm like, for the people who say like, okay, I'm collabing with you for the low, right? Like this is a one-time thing I'm doing. Pay me $300, we'll collab. So they'll pay you $300 to collab with you, but are you pushing that record?
Right. Exactly.
Or are you just like allowing that person that paid $300
to have
just have
your
it and
name.
sit there?
Maybe a combination of both, maybe one or the other.
They're not promoting shit.
That's what I'm
They're
saying.
taking the money and thank you. My Cash App is this. I'm PayPal ready.
Right. Like, are they going to try to place that, or are they going to like expect you to place it? Someone that doesn't even have connections.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, that person can sell the beat to someone, but then also, how does that work?
How does that work?
You know what I mean?
It's a mess.
Yeah.
And
so like,
it's very confusing.
Yeah.
And to add to that, are they just as important? Abso-fucking-lutely, yeah. Because if they didn't put the loop in, there'd be no track.
Yeah.
So of course they have to be like, even if they just did the keys and it was like a 4-bar key. Yeah, they get publishing and they co-produce the record. Are you kidding?
The comments were interesting to me on that post, because people, like, aside from even just figuring out if they're important or not, people who create loops or whatever, just the collaboration, like the collaborative process. I was interested in people's comments, like even saying something like that, like, oh, well, if you could, even if you like, you send me a loop and I collab with you, I'm the one that has to do all the work to place the record. So it was something like that, like these small up and coming producers want to collaborate with someone big, like, oh, let me just send you a loop because I know you can place it and I can't. But like that's kind of the name of the game. Like if you're good at creating loops and I want one and that's I think it's exchange. Fire, like I'm gonna place it. But then it was interesting because I started thinking, like, I wonder how those people that do charge for collaborative, like,
how much are they putting in?
Yeah, like, are you really taking that person's money and shopping their beat, or are you just like using it as a way to swindle them and get money.
I'm sure there's some that are.
Is.
I'm sure there's some that are, but there's definitely some that aren't. You know what I mean?
I'm sure the really hot ones, they might play for someone, and maybe it might, but 95%
also,
of the time,
listen, there's never any guarantees. Let me
exactly.
You know, my thoughts about it is basically like being someone who plays both sides. I've worked with producers where I do the loops. I've worked with producers where they give me loops and then I finish the beat and then I'm shopping. I've worked with producers where they're shopping. I've worked with producers where we're both shopping records. And I'll tell you one thing, and it's really simple. There's big producers out there, myself included, who just want to make beats.
Good music.
And who want to make a lot of beats. Because the more beats we have, the more choices artists have to choose from, which increases our chances of placement. If I'm making my own melodies and I'm spending 30 minutes to an hour per melody, which good melodies, let's be real, they take about an hour, right? And if you're doing them in 10 minutes, kudos to you, go, have fun. But if you want to make like real shit, like the real quality shit, it takes time. Instruments, analog gear, maybe you're in the box, maybe you're tweaking Omnisphere
Changing
instruments,
sounds.
whatever it is, gross beat, whatever your tricks of the trade, RC20, that stuff takes time. There's big producers who could do that too. They just don't want to. So they would rather be willing to split publishing with someone to send them a bunch of loops so we could just make beats. And there's weeks where I put that hat on. I wear both hats. There's weeks where I just want to make melodies because that's just kind of what I'm inspired by. And then I'll send them over to certain people. Maybe I'll do my own drums one day. But then there's other weeks where I'm just like, I feel like just making 100 beats this week. And then I'm going through other people's samples. Boom, boom, boom. And that's really what it is. So there's value in both. There's no there's no better or worse. Like if I sample Mario Luciano and he spent fucking 5 hours making that fire ass loop, which is always fire for Mario. And I finish the beat and I do the beat in like fucking 20 minutes, but I'm shopping it, whatever. Like, fuck yeah, I'm splitting publishing with him. Just because I shopped it doesn't make him any less valuable.
Exactly.
Because the beat wouldn't even exist if it wasn't for his melodies.
That's what I'm saying.
If I want to do it myself, let me go hire a guitar player or play my own guitar. Like, make your own melodies then. So there's, you know what I mean? Like,
and you know, I like what you said because I talk about it all the time. Like, you know, collabing and co-pros. Like a lot of the big producers,
that's all we do.
All they do is co-pro. Look at any of them. It's not just one guy doing the beat.
You'll see the occasional.
Very occasionally, you might see that, but usually it's like, you know, it'll be like Illmind. I'm just throwing out names. You're like Illmind and Boy Wonder. You know what I mean? And then Frank Dukes did this or whatever. Or maybe it's just the two of them. You know what I mean? Or maybe it's 3 people. Or who knows? Or 4. But collabing and co-pros is like a really big thing in the industry. And I tell all these producers, I always say, what other producers are you working with? And I give them, you know, and I give them the tip too, you know, because I've seen Ill do this a million times. You know, it's like, make some, like, whether there's 1 week at samples, like you said, maybe I'm just focused on samples. Send them out to people you have a relationship with. Send them the email, you know, you can BCC them and put, a few joints, you know, boom, send. That's it. That's all you have to do. They're going to hear it. Hopefully find one they like, and now they're going to put some percussion around it. And now, you know, you're going to push it and they're going to push it. And you just keep doing that. You're just, the chances of winning exponentially increases.
Exponentially
increases.
My best music is making it with my friends.
There you
Hence
go.
why I'm exhausted right now. By the way, literally, I'm fucking
practicing
falling
what you preach.
asleep right now.
Practicing what you preach.
But yeah, we be cooking in the studio all fucking night. Like, we was 5 a.m.
Everybody plays a part.
Like, and it's just fun, and you know, everybody can bring what like their best, you know, to the table, which makes the song that much better.
Yeah,
you know, like if I know that my boy is great on the keys, I'm gonna tell him, add something to this. You know, he's gonna take it to a whole other level. You know, so
I always think, you know, if there's one instrument, if someone said to me, I want my son to play one instrument. What should it be? Hands down, keys.
Keys.
100%. I wouldn't even think
Once
twice.
You can turn that into any instrument.
Exactly. Hands down, keys. Like it's
Drums,
a no-brainer.
You can turn that.
Yep, it's a no-brainer.
It's not the harp.
I was thinking the stand-up wood bass.
Stand-up
the
wood
one
bass.
to roll, the really big one.
The big one.
First of all, when I see the guys on the train with that, I'm like, oh, you must. You couldn't get the flute.
Yeah. You gotta lug that thing around.
Right.
You must really have a passion for wood bass, man. Let me tell you.
Exactly.
Especially the train stations
On the
with
train
no elevator.
in the summer, it's hot as shit on rush hour. Oh my
Yeah.
god!
And then on the ones that have it on their back too. That kind
Oh
of
yeah, that
shit on
shit's
their
a
back.
fucking.
It's like,
That is,
damn.
you're committed. Very talented, but committed. Listen, guys, I don't want you guys to feel discouraged by this. You know, if you're like yesterday, you were like, you know what, I want to start a YouTube channel and just start doing my fucking being an influencer. Look, do whatever you guys want.
Get good at what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Create. This is all I ask personally. Get some life experience, man. Go out there and do things. You can't cheat the system.
Create
do
it.
some stuff and then talk about it.
Don't be that guy. Like, remember that kid, Dr. Love?
Who was that?
Love.
Dr. Love.
That kid that acted like he was a
I
doctor?
do. Yeah. He
Don't
got
be
he was a
that
scammer,
guy.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
he's a scammer.
Don't
It was
be
like
that guy.
Yeah.
fake Doogie Howser.
Yeah, he's a scammer. Listen,
Like, don't be that guy. Like, you don't want to go to the doctor and then someone telling you how to take care of yourself that doesn't even have the skills.
no.
Practice what you preach.
Yeah, man, it's gonna feel better, guys. Like it's gonna feel good to put the work in to create this fantastic talent or thing.
Yeah.
And accomplish it and then share it with the world on YouTube, because then you can do a Q&A or you can just talk to someone about it and you'll never slip up,
Yeah.
because the truth is the truth.
It's like, how could you? It blows my mind too. It's like, how could you tell people how to do something that you've never done?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean,
News to me.
listen. Like we said, that scammers. It's been done. It's always been that way. But it's just like, those are some really fucked up people, man.
Yeah.
Like, you just really want to take advantage of people and really just like, just don't care.
Right.
You know?
Now let's not mix this up with technical tutorial stuff.
No, that's
Because
different. Yeah.
Success doesn't necessarily equal talent.
Right.
Right? You can be super talented on the guitar and be like with like no followers, but you're definitely definitely taking advice from you because you're fucking really good at playing guitar. Right? But again, it goes back. Took that person years to be good at guitar, you know?
Yeah.
So
No, technical.
it takes time. It takes time to be good at something. I think that's the whole point.
Because you have to do it. You have to
it takes
actually
time to
do
become
it.
good.
Yeah, you have to do it.
Yeah.
You're right.
Right? I mean, isn't it that simple? I think it's that simple.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
I'm still seeing the guy in the YouTube video walking out.
It's
We're
crazy.
coming out the Ferrari. Yeah.
Guys, we got some champagne here.
Some
Should we crack it
champagne.
open?
Yeah, I need some of this sugar.
Guys,
Want some
listen.
sugar?
We're gonna crack open the champagne.
Hey, go ahead, Il.
Atlas, you do it because you're the. Come on, I
wanna
can't
do it?
really.
I
I'm
got you.
very
Okay.
not well versed in this.
I am falling asleep.
All right.
Perfection had a long studio day. We're gonna crack this open.
I was in the studio from 6:30 last night.
That's crazy. I can't. You're gonna be knocked out all day.
6:30
Till
to
tomorrow.
1. 6:30 to 1.
I slept there, so I came
Oh, wow.
straight
Oh, that's
over
right. You
here
did say
from
that.
there.
That's
Crazy.
right. You did say that.
We're gonna crack this open to celebrate 2020,
Yeah.
and we're gonna do BLAPCHAT
Oh.
while we sip a little bit of champagne.
I love
You know
it.
what I'm saying?
All right. All right, guys. Everyone,
You can
steer
blurt that
clear.
out because I don't want to get in trouble.
What do you mean?
for- I did a little sign.
Oh,
blurt
okay. Yeah, you
that
don't
out,
want
'cause,
the
I'm
affiliation
like-
to come
yeah.
out. You're supposed to keep it low, Il.
Josh, put like a big blue dot.
Oh, I mean, the blue might even be worse, but anyway.
Put a purple dot.
A
Actually,
purple
no,
dot.
that's not. You can't use any.
Is there
colors
any
in
color you could use?
Put
at
a
this
yellow
point?
dot.
There
I'm
you go.
Filipino. Put a
There you
yellow
go.
dot in there.
Yellow, boom. All right, guys. 2020. Champagne.
2020. Pop it.
There we go. First episode. Let's
Hold
do
up.
it.
Here we go.
Don't worry, I'm not going to bust this out. Anymore.
Bust it.
Should I shoot it?
Shoot it.
Shoot it?
No, don't
No,
shoot
don't
it.
shoot it. Okay. Okay. Pause. Hey!
Yeah, no, it's cool.
We're good.
We're good. We're messing up the food.
Now we're good. All right.
Shout to 2020, man. This is how we bring it in.
Hell yeah.
We got some red cups.
Boom.
Damn, maybe we should have got Yellow cups.
Bleep out the cups, Josh. Bleep out the cups.
We're here, man. Shout to all the creators, man, and guys. Like, let's just keep this going. I think this is going to be an incredible year for a lot of us, man.
Oh yeah.
Facts.
Like, this is just your opportunity to just adjust and to take more risk, try things you haven't tried before. Because if you've been doing the same thing for the past 10 years and it hasn't been working for you, then maybe it's time to just try some stuff. So try things
and go meet people. Like, go out, go meet people. If you're home, just one day, just for an hour, just go to the local friggin' music store or somewhere. Like showcase something, studio, something.
Exactly. So guys, listen up. While we pass out the champagne, we're going to do a segment on this podcast that we call Blap or Crap. All right?
Blap or Crap.
So that's what we're going to do.
Josh.
We have email submissions. We're gonna choose your beat submission at random. We're going to play a snippet. If we like the beat, we're going to give you a blap. If we don't like the beat, we're going to give you a crap, and we'll give you some constructive criticism. And we're going to keep it moving. So if you want your beat to be featured on this segment called Blap or Crap, all you have to do is shoot an email to info@blapchat.com, and then you're going to in the subject line, you're going to put Blap or Crap. And then in the actual email, you're going to send us a streaming link. We're not doing MP3 attachments anymore because we ran out of room. You're going to send us a SoundCloud link, Dropbox link, whatever. Send us a streaming link of your beat, and hopefully we will choose you during the segment. So, you guys ready for this first one? It's been a while. Here we go. Our first submission is by OB1, OBE, and the number 1. Amazing.
That girl we had last time was fire, Jordan.
Ooh, actually, sorry, OB1, you sent an MP3 and I cannot stream it because of Google. So unfortunately, we're going to have to skip you, OB. Sorry, my brother. All right, this submission is by Tech Len. The song is called Everything.
Is there a dog in here?
I know.
Sound like it. Shit.
My bad.
Cheers, guys.
Salud.
And then liner notes, he said this song is about Thanos.
About what?
Thanos. Hey, Trek Lynn.
It's a crap.
With the bug out. Oh,
It's a crap. Listen, for licensing, because he said Thanos, I was thinking like Marvel comic, like.
But it wasn't that good even for that.
I think
it was borderline. Yeah.
I'm going to start with I see the vision.
Yeah.
You know, but it's not it. I didn't know. I was hoping to hear more of like a track for like an artist to jump on.
Yeah.
But then even for licensing, I don't know. It was just, I will say this: when he took some stuff out and left it more open, I was like, okay, I was waiting for like a trap beat or something to come in, but
never happened.
Yeah, it just wasn't it for me.
Perfection.
I'm gonna crap that. I didn't see the vision.
Oh my God. Fuck, bro. I didn't see the vision.
I was trying to be nice. Jeez,
I did not. Oh,
trying to turn over a new leaf this year, you know?
We're trying to be nice in
No more
2020.
Atlas Cowl?
Okay.
No, man, I was trying. I see the vision, but
I didn't see the vision.
I didn't see the vision.
I was trying to figure out where it was going. Like, I was trying to listen to the drops and the
That's
direction.
2020's version of that snare was whack as fuck.
Yeah.
there
I like
you
Yep,
that. Okay.
I didn't see the
did
vision.
not see the
see the
vision.
vision.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out where it was going. There was a lot going on.
Yeah.
I would say it's good for licensing. Definitely not Thanos. I think if you were doing something Thanos, it would have to hit harder and knock and be like, you know, big and, you know, Thanos.
Yeah.
I do hear that like in some kind of like weird sci-fi show. But other than that, yeah, I didn't really.
Yeah, these guys pretty much said it all. I agree. I'll give it a crap. Good attempt at like licensing thing, but it just kind of was a little messy.
Fell short.
Yeah, just something.
It's hurting my ears.
All right, our next submission is by PJ Has Beats. Here we go. I hear a lot of BLAP-KITS on here.
Hey,
Just BLAP-KITS.
all over there.
Okay. So many different parts. I don't know if you can rap on this, but I like it. All right, PJ Has Beats.
What was it called?
That was called G Herbo type beat actually. So I don't necessarily hear a rapper on this. I think it's a little messy.
Sounds
It's a
like a
little
beat
all over
battle.
the place. It's a beat battle beat.
Beat.
It's crazy. It's a little, this one's borderline for me because if you're gonna go beat battle and you're gonna go instrumental, you gotta go all the way there. You gotta go all the way there. And this was sort of just almost there. So I'm not going to blap it. I am going to crap it, but I don't think it's a crap beat. I think there's a lot of really cool parts in it. It just falls in the middle. You can't rap on it and you can't like necessarily like it could be better in terms of being on the other end of the spectrum as an instrumental. So I'm going to crap it because of that. But I think there's a lot of really cool parts in there and I think it has a lot of potential.
Yeah, I'm gonna crap that. It wasn't a bad beat at all. It definitely, obviously, had my head bopping and our heads bopping, so there's like a lot of movement there. I like the drums, you know, the sounds that he chose. Obviously, shout out to the BLAP-KITS.
Oh yeah.
But
Drums were trash. I'm just
but I do think that there was a lot going on. I would change the arrangement of this song. You know, take some stuff out, rearrange some things to kind of add room for the vocals. That was really my thing. But other than that, it was cool. It wasn't a bad beat. Definitely more of a beat battle beat, you know, where you just play it and people just, you know,
exactly.
bouncing and.
Exactly.
But it wasn't a bad beat though at all.
Atlas?
I loved it. I'm blapping that.
Yes.
That was hard. Yo, that was hard. I like
Atlas, you really turned a new
I
leaf
like the
this year.
program.
It's the second day. It's just the second day, so let's give him time.
No, really, I loved the programming. I liked all the different elements. I actually,
Yeah.
I was hearing somebody rapping on it.
Yeah,
Actually,
someone.
you know, I think I like when he opened. I feel like, and I could be wrong. I feel like he started with like the big, like the chorus part because it was just got so big. It was like so much going on. But then when he or she, I'm not sure, when they kind of took some, kind of made it more open when I took some sounds out, and it was like sound like a verse.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I like this.
Part.
Yeah, I was like, this is the verse. Okay, I see what he did. He started with the chorus, and now he's going to the verse, and it was like nice and open. And then that shit slapped back in, and he was doing like that double time. Yo, I loved it.
Yeah.
What was the art? What was it?
That was PJ.
PJ beats.
PJ has got beats, or PJ has beats. Yeah.
Yo, PJ, send me some shit, dog. Atlas the plug. Find me.
Send some shit to Atlas.
That shit was hard. I liked it.
Atlas the plug. You better hit him up. Hit him up.
I liked it.
All right, our last submission for today to end off the first episode of the new decade. Holy shit! This is Coco 2.
The motherfucker wanna make another buck.
Coco 2 with the submission. I'm gonna crap it. Sound a little dated. I like the idea of the ad libs, but you gotta put a new twist to it if you're gonna do that. So wasn't terrible, but wasn't a blap. So
yeah, I'm gonna crap that. Kind of bored me after a while. Like my attention kind of faded away. The mix definitely needs to be better. Very, very distorted.
Facts.
I didn't really hear anybody on that. Not a terrible beat, but just wasn't it for me.
Yeah.
I think it was a little dated and then just wasn't interesting enough to keep my attention.
Did you see the vision?
No, I didn't. I did not see the vision.
I did not see the vision. That's my favorite.
Well, I don't know what you guys are seeing, but I'm totally gonna Nah, it's a crap. That's a crap for me. That was a crap.
That was close.
Listen.
You did not turn a new leaf.
Debbie, listen.
You still got a little bit.
You still got a little bit in you, bro.
Listen, with the little kid. Linda, listen.
Linda, honey.
That kid is definitely going to be somebody.
I need to actually watch that video.
That's the best.
I like watching videos every so often just to humor myself, and that's one of them. It's like, Linda,
hilarious.
Linda, honey.
Listen. That's what he kept saying. But I feel like it went from like a 90s vibe and it was trying to get into like current Drake vibe, but I don't know, when the hey started coming in, it was just kind of took me somewhere else. So I didn't see the vision, as Perfection would say on that one. So that's gonna be favorite. That's gonna be.
I'm gonna make a T-shirt.
Make a T. I did not.
I didn't like make didn't like really bold and like boom pop out. I didn't see the vision.
Didn't see the vision.
I did not see the vision.
Well, listen. Next time we do Blap or Crap, hopefully we get some. We
see the vision.
Couple different submissions. But again, if you want to submit to this, just shoot us an email, info@blapchat.com. Email subject Blap or Crap, and send a streaming link. SoundCloud, Dropbox, whatever it is. No MP3 attachments anymore, and we'll do it like that. So good episode, guys.
Yes.
Fire episode. So good for us to all be together. We miss glam.
Facts.
But we're here. 2020.
We got to work on more beats in 2020. I'm just saying.
We got a lot. We have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of work to do. We got a lot of work to do, bro. There's a lot of shit happening.
Spicy.
Yeah, there's so much.
Oh
my god, so much going on.
Spicy.
There's some amazing stuff on table. So 2020. Appreciate you guys. Hit that subscribe button. Shout out to all of my creators out there, man. And listen, guys. I think the purpose of this episode was to just be mindful. Let's be mindful. We don't want you guys to fall victim to scams and all the fuckery that's happening on the internet right now. Just be mindful. Don't turn everything down. Be open-minded. You're not going to shoot 1,000. You're not going to, bat 1,000% every time. You might fuck up, but like, just be mindful out there. There's some misinformation. There's some amazing information and amazing YouTube channels. So definitely keep that going, but just be careful.
Yeah.
Just be mindful.
I want to add, like, trust your gut. Like, if it feels like weird to you, don't do it. If it feels weird or almost too good to be true, chances are it's not for you. So just let it go, man. There's like so many people out there, so much opportunity. Like, one thing is not going to make or break you. You know
exactly.
what I mean? So.
Exactly. You can't cheat, undercut hard work.
Facts.
That's really what it comes down to. All right, guys. We'll see you next episode. We out.
Peace.
Peace.